big boy. Yo, what is y'all's height and weight standard? What's up, y'all? Hey, I'm gonna do another reaction video. I already did one for the Air Force basic training. I did one for the Marines basic training. This one is gonna be for Army basic training. Beyond my dad doing 22 years in the Army, I don't really know much more about the Army or any other military branch and how their basic training goes. So when I'm watching these videos, this is really like my real reaction. But at the end of this, based off of what I saw from the Marines, y'all know I already know about the Air Force, I'm gonna try to make a comparison to say which one I think is the harder basic training. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it.
Why are you moving? Why are you moving? Huh? Huh? Huh?
He is unenthused.
This
That boy joined for that free dinner. I see you, player.
is Army boot camp. Before they join the United States Army, all recruits have to graduate from a 22-week
They get the big boys, okay.
program known as One Station Unit Training,
That's some big
also
guns.
known as OSUT. It happens here at Fort Benning, a 182,000-acre military installation that straddles the Alabama-Georgia border about 100 miles
I know a little bit, yeah, I know a little bit.
southwest of Atlanta. Every year, more than 18,000 soldiers graduate before joining the more than 470,000 people actively serving in the Army.
I think Army got the biggest branch, the most people in the branch.
13, 14, 15.
Although most of the recruits that we saw during our time there
Air Force would be the second smallest, and then the Marines would be the smallest. I mean, if you count Coast Guard, I'm sorry, Coast Guard.
were male, recruits trained together in gender-integrated platoons.
These young men and women that volunteer to serve, they show up to us as civilians, and then we take them through a transformative process to turn them into soldiers.
You just go to the position of attention and you stay in position of attention.
On a rain-soaked week in February, we spent 4 days inside the Army's Maneuver Center of Excellence.
I hate it when the Air Force has switched over to the OCPs, the same uniform the Army has, because when I'm walking down the street in the ABUs, people had a hard time distinguishing me from the Army. And the OCPs just made it worse. When I'm walking down the street, they say, are you in the Army? No.
Which trains soldiers to serve in the infantry and armor branches. We saw different companies at various stages of training. On day one, new infantry recruits on a bus from the Atlanta airport arrive at the 30th AG Battalion headquarters, where all new recruits are received.
Listen up! You ain't got one to hear from you at this point. It's yes, drill sergeant, no drill sergeant. Do you understand? Yeah.
That's like the scariest part of basic, because the whole time you on that bus, you just thinking, imagining all these scenarios of how it can go. You still trying to be tough, you still trying to act like you don't care, and you have no idea what's about to happen.
Drill sergeant! When I tell you, you will pass your folders to the front.
The minimum age to enlist in the Army is 17, and the maximum age is 35. The base salary for an
35, okay. Air Force is 40. That's one, Air Force.
entry-level private is about $20,000 a year.
Let's go! 30 seconds! Hurry up, find your bag!
Once they're off the bus, the first order of business is establishing the code of conduct.
Because I promise you, if you don't pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, you're gonna make your Army career very short. You treat everybody with dignity and respect, regardless of race, religion, color, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, and all other protected categories. Yes? Yes, Drill Sergeant! Sexual assault is any unwanted physical contact in a sexual nature. So if you put your hands on another individual and you're not instructed to, or you're not saving their life, and they file a sexual assault, and it comes down that you put your hands on this individual when you weren't supposed to, you will get kicked out of the military, and then you'll probably have to file as a registered sex offender. Do you understand?
Yes! They trying to put that fear in them. Don't touch nobody while you here.
Before they go inside, the new recruits learn some basic commands and
That's the one.
standing positions.
Attention! Everyone look down at their toes. You should be able to fit a slice of pizza in between your toes. If you look around, they're gonna see you, cause you're taller than everyone else!
Hey, tall people, you stand out. Like it don't matter. You can't do nothing about it. You just gotta listen, put your head down, shut up, and do what they tell you. But I'm telling you, them tall people stand out.
Quickly!
You better not be a dweeb or a dirtbag.
Who wants this air? Hey, move your feet! Grab one and go, it's all the same!
The recruits grab the snack that's waiting for them inside, consisting of a fruit cup,
Ooh,
sunflower
that's that box nasty.
seeds, a granola bar, and a
I think Air Force got you there too, bro. Look at that food. What y'all got a Jamba Juice, a juice bowl? What is that?
juice box.
Watch the video, remain silent!
Since 1775, the Army has been the bearer of our nation's strength in every crisis.
I always thought people was capping when they said Air Force food is better. Y'all getting box nasties at basic, bro?
Or conflict. Make no mistake about it, the journey you are embarking upon will not be easy. But you wouldn't be here if we didn't think.
Maybe the Air Force do it. It's been so long. I don't remember getting that. If you got a box nasty in the Air Force basic training, write it in the comments below.
Couldn't meet the challenge.
Listen up, your last 4 year social.
After being welcomed, recruits begin what's known as processing, which can take 1 to 2 weeks before their actual training begins.
In a little bit, we'll give you a period to go in a room
I
by
gotta
yourself.
go back.
First, they're
I
given
let something go.
Listen up, your last 4 year social.
I gotta go back.
after being welcomed.
Yo, I'm telling you, when you let somebody come to basic training with their hair like that, you don't like it.
Recruits begin what's
You
known
don't
as
like it.
processing, which can take 1 to 2 weeks
Don't go to basic training with your hair looking like that.
before their actual training begins.
In a little bit, we'll give you a period to go in a room by yourself.
First, they're given one last chance to discreetly dispose of prohibited contraband like drugs, alcohol, tobacco, and inappropriate
If you show up to basic training with drugs, boy,
photographs.
what?
If any photo you possess on your phone is less than a bathing suit, you will not have it. You will delete them all.
Recruits get rid of contraband in an amnesty
I
room.
wonder how much drugs they find in basic training. That is interesting. If there's any drill sergeants watching this, let me know. That's interesting. I want to know if people actually cough up drugs in basic training.
where they dispose of it by throwing it down a metal chute.
Is anybody confused on what you can and cannot have?
They actually must be coming with drugs if they give them a whole little room to go throw some stuff away. Bro, what?
The next morning, the recruits report to the barber shop, where one
Oh, I know the drill sergeant didn't see that.
barber has worked at Fort
That
Benning
dude been working there. That dude been working there for years. Look at him chewing the gum.
for almost 60 years.
Oh my God.
I've been here ever since 1963. That's a long time. I should have been retired a long time ago, but I wake up in the morning now, I be wanting to come out here and go to work.
Recruits are issued uniforms. They receive a series of immunizations and vaccines.
I remember when I walked through they call it the immunization gauntlet, something like that. I walked through, back then, I don't know if they still do it, but they gave me the penicillin shot, the one that they go in your butt. Every time she got close with the needle, I would tighten up. She said, don't tighten up. And every time she got close, I'd tighten back up. Finally, she was just like, whatever. She stuck me. Y'all, that penicillin shot hurts. And it don't hurt like right away. It hurts like the next day. I jumped out of bed. I used to be on the top bunk. I jumped out of bed. I forgot I got the penicillin shot the day before. Jumped on the bed, fell down to my knees. I could not support my weight because that shot in my butt. I don't know if they get a penicillin shot still. If they do, write it in the comments. I think they give pills now, but you may still get that shot. And it stick with you. That shot stick with you for about 2 to 3 days.
And get their official photo taken. along with myriad housekeeping details that fill up their 1 to 2 week stay in processing.
Hey, sit up straight.
Oh yeah.
That is until
Oh yeah. Y'all got some big boys in basic training, in Army basic training. That's a big boy. How he get qualified?
processing ends, and the time for training finally arrives.
Let's go. Grab your bags and go.
We found a company of recruits about to begin training in the armor school.
Those are bridle.
These recruits are about to be picked up and taken to their barracks, where they'll reside for the rest of their training.
Another big boy. What's y'all's height and weight standards?
Let's go. You guys are going to the front bus. Go.
This is the last chance for recruits to change their minds before training begins, like one recruit who decided to stay behind.
The dude didn't make it a day. He said, "Nah, send me back. I'm good."
This short bus ride from processing to their new barracks will be the most peaceful moments these recruits will experience for a while. What happens next is known as the shark attack.
Run! Run! At no time will you walk! You will run! Everyone you freaking go! Go! Run!
Oh, so they were like cooler and calmer in that first little bit. This is when it really started. Okay.
Run! They say what? Get your bags up right now! Get your bags up! This way! Let's go! You're a tough guy! Don't move! Do something! Do something! That's what I thought! Why are you still not understanding? He just said it!
Well, it's really just a little shock to the system so we can break
Okay. They fired. Okay.
them down to build them back up.
That's a big boy. Yo, what is y'all's height and weight standards?
We're breaking a lot of habits from the civilian world, and nothing better than a little shock to the system to establish that drill sergeant is in charge to let us start our training.
Pick up your bag and hold it!
The recruits spend much of the shark attack holding their heavy rucksacks.
Oh no. In the Air Force, we do this thing, dress right, dress. I think that's what it's called, where you hold your arm up like that. And they make us hold our arm up like that for like 5 minutes at a time. Your arms start burning. It ain't this. It ain't that. I'm sure their arms were on fire.
Above their heads, which takes a physical toll.
Why is that so difficult? You can't pick that bag up. You decided to join the Army and you can't pick that bag up. Right side bag, right side bag.
Dude.
After about 20 minutes, the intensity begins to subside. And the drill sergeant's tone changes.
We only produce the best soldiers in the United States Army.
Before training officially begins. After the shock and awe of the shark attack, things do appear to calm down.
What week is that? They look really excited to be there. Usually that first week you still shocked.
Is it a video?
It's a movie.
Alpha 347. I always wanted to be
Where is their drill sergeant? They having too much of a good time.
a star.
We found this group
I
of
don't like
infantry soldiers in week 11 of their training,
Okay.
practicing on the firing range.
Okay, so they got a little bit of sauce on them already.
The mood was much more relaxed,
Try to get 8 up on my level.
and their conversations with their drill sergeants are conducted at normal volumes. Like when this drill sergeant educated the recruits on the meaning of the military expression, 8 up.
Is a piece of 8 up gum good? You don't want something that's 8 up, right? You want something fresh. You break the seal, it smells like olive oil, right? Okay.
That dynamic change.
They relax, but don't get beside them. Don't get too comfortable. They turn it right back on as soon as somebody mess up.
Is because we want the soldiers to become more critical thinkers. At that point, we are turning into more coaches and mentors. We dial it back a little bit, so we don't want them frightened. We want them to be comfortable and in a state of mind that is receptive to learning and performing at that level.
Up to
Especially dealing with them guns. You want them calm. You don't want them scared.
241 hours of infantry OSIT are devoted to marksmanship, where recruits fire about 2,500 rounds using the M4 carbine, as well as the M249 squad automatic weapon, or SAW.
We create lethality. We create...
Air Force get a M16. M16.
Expert marksmen at their individual weapons, because as an infantry soldier, that's what we're asking them to do.
Recruits get one of the most painful parts of training out of the way early.
Once we check your seal, you will not touch your ProMat.
This group of infantry recruits was exposed to CS gas, or tear gas, in week 1 of their training.
Wow, that's quick. They get that out of the way.
Continue to pile in until we tell you to stop. You're gonna place your back against the wall.
The recruits spend about 5 minutes inside the gas hut. Upon exiting the gas hut, the recruits are told to flap their arms like birds to remove excess gas from their uniforms. According to a drill sergeant, the effects of the gas begin to wear off after about 4 minutes.
That's the stuff from the Marine video. I like that. Y'all get that in that hand-to-hand, that ground combat. I like that.
Training moves indoors, like combatives, where recruits learn hand-to-hand self-defense tactics.
We're trying to teach them to achieve a dominant body position. So get out of one negative position and then switch roles so they end up having the upper hand in a fight.
After basic training, does the Army continue to develop y'all's ground-to-ground or hand-to-hand combat? Write it in the comments.
During combatives training, recruits warm up with a particularly painful-looking exercise, referred to as the EO. While laying on their backs, they have to engage their core to wiggle across the entire room.
They use their momentum, shoulder blades, their core, create space, warm up the body.
Recruits work up a major appetite during training. But Fort Benning is big, and
y'all got pizza?
They're not always within range of the dining facility. When they're training in the field, recruits are issued MREs, which stands for Meal Ready to Eat. Each comes with an entree, like this vegetarian...
Oh, I can smell it now. Oh my God. Ugh.
Pasta with taco sauce, along with an assortment of items, like mixed fruit.
The best MRE piece of food to me is the cheese and crackers. They get you like this cheese spread, get you some saltine crackers. Mwah.
An energy bar, and this instant French vanilla cappuccino. Recruits just add water, shake it up, and enjoy. Once they're fortified, recruits return to their training. Recruits spend up to 60 hours in training known as MOUT, which stands for Military Operations in Urban Terrain.
Door left, door left. One man calls door left.
Infantrymen are expected to fight in different types
of security forces. If you join Air Force Security Forces, they do a lot of this stuff.
Terrain and survive and win the fight. Right now, they are getting their first taste of what that's like in an urban environment.
Rolling T. All right, coming up.
In operations across Afghanistan, Iraq, we are conducting clearance operations, and it's applicable wherever we go.
Boom.
It's important for the future soldiers' muscle memory because they are working as a team with minimal communication, and they have to understand how that coordination works together.
Do it again.
He ain't like it. Do it again.
After 22 weeks of training, these infantrymen are ready to leave Fort Benning. Friends and family gather to watch their soldiers graduate on NOA Field.
They look like so.
Did they say 22 weeks? Am I bugging? Army basic training is that long?
Soldiers, they act like soldiers. They're carrying their head high. I have trainees that were not alive when 9/11 happened. I think that's pretty powerful, that I still can find American citizens that want to volunteer to serve their country when we continue to ask them to go to combat.
These new infantrymen don't have long to greet their loved ones.
Get on the bus!
Or say goodbye to their friends before leaving Fort Benning to begin their service in the United States Army.
I ain't gonna lie, they kind of made it seem like it was easy. Not easy, just like it was chill. Like I don't know if they were trying to do like some PR and make the Army seem a little bit easier to get through. But the Marine video I did the reaction to definitely seemed a lot more intense. Still intense though. I would say that the training it looks like they go through is a little bit, has a harder regiment than the Air Force. But the video kind of just made it seem like chill. And I don't think it's anything like that. But anyway, yeah, if you want to watch those other reaction videos to the Marine basic trainings on the screen, Air Force basic trainings on the screen. But like I always say, stay beautiful, stay classy. And until next time, check me out.